Hello everyone and welcome to this quick introduction to Microsoft Sway. I'm planning to create 2 or 3 different videos on Microsoft Sway, and this is the first in the series that's going to give you an insight into what Microsoft Sway is and how you can use it in your classroom, whether that is a remote classroom or a physical classroom or a mix of the two. So you can see here I've navigated to sway.office.com. Now if you click on the Sway icon at office.com, you go to the same place, but I've typed in the address, and then you get this sort of tile sort of layout, and it is touch friendly, so you can use it on a tablet if you'd rather not use it on a desktop. So it says welcome to Sway. We can create a new document, start from a topic, or start from a document we've got, such as a Word document or a presentation. I'm going to start from a topic, and I think you'll be quite intrigued as to what it can do and how it can help us. So if we click start from a topic, I'm going to do a presentation on the Romans. It's then trying to refine my search. I'm going to do the Roman Empire, so I'm going to click on that one, and I'm going to ask it to create an outline. So I haven't done anything apart from type in Roman Empire. Now it has added a heading. It's added some introduction to the Roman Empire, some history, or certainly headings around it, and so on. Now, effectively, Sway is a very different tool to a lot of the products in the Microsoft suite. This one is almost a bit ahead of its time, but I think in some cases it can be quite useful. So what you can do, or what you tend to do, is add in your key content, such as a heading, maybe some text, maybe some other headings, and then you let Sway do the design work. The whole point is that you should spend less time doing the designing and more time worrying about the content and how it can impact your students. So if we click play in the top right and see what it's like without doing anything, it will look relatively plain. So we've got a background with some different boxes, and that's about it. So what I'm going to do is go back to the edit button. I'm going to add in some pictures. So I'm going to click on the background here, and because it's all built in using Bing and YouTube and so on, I'm able to add a Roman Empire background, because it's read what I've typed already. So search Roman Empire. I could add a video, I could add an image. I'm going to go for an image. I'm going to go for this one here, add, and then I'm going to go down to history, and I'm going to get Roman history. Again, these are all Creative Commons, so they're all available for use. Let's go with that one, nice picture, and so on. I could go through and do the rest. So if I click on play, you'll see we've now changed from the sort of textured background to a background of the map, which is quite nice. I can scroll down. I've then got history with a banner here, and I could have more. Now, we've just started to develop this sort of layout. I'm going to go and add some text, and I will come right back when I've added some. Okay, so I've spent a few minutes adding just some sample content from the internet. I haven't edited it. I would tweak it if it was a real class. So now if I click play, you'll see what it looks like. It's generating the content. I've got my Roman Empire with a large map. Scroll down, I got my history, and it's put it into a box here. Now my bold text has turned red. I can change this if I want. I've added another picture here and a little bit around the geography and so on. So what I can do is, this is a good start, but I'd like to tweak it to suit, what I'd like. I'm going to go up to my heading card, and I'm going to choose a focus point. Now, focus points are really interesting because I can say, I don't really want the whole picture taking up, this space. I want to make sure that this bit and this bit and this bit, I'm just clicking, and this bit are really important. So you'll get a preview of what that's going to look like down here. And then on this one, I would like to make sure the whole picture is shown because I think it's very important. So the entire picture is important is ticked. Now it's read that because it's a map, it kind of knows that it's probably important, so it's guessed, and it's guessed correctly. I can then go to my design page. So I've added some basic content. I can now start to tweak it. Now this is completely optional. You haven't got to change your design, but I tend to. So if we click on design, we can then go to styles. So we get a preview of the current design, which is okay. Click on styles at the top right, and then I can change the styles. Now this is where Sway comes into its own. So I can customize, as I mentioned earlier, that particular theme where the red text and the patchwork background and so on. I can change all that, or I can just choose a different style. So there's lots here. So I'm going to go and choose this orange one. If I click it, my presentation or my Sway is then changed. I've now got what I think is a much nicer looking presentation. Okay, and you can imagine all these would be filled in. If you want to go for something completely random, there's a remix button at the top, and it would choose something, including adjusting the layout, i.e. vertical, horizontal, or slides. So it's now remixed it into a horizontal layout, which works quite well in this case. That's quite clean. So it's basically made a mini web page for me, which is quite nice. Okay. Again, I can press undo, and it will revert back to the previous design I had with the orange background and the white text. So the whole point of this is you add your content, or you import a Word document, PDF, or PowerPoint, and then you click remix or change or design using the styles button, and you can basically have a mini web page or a mini interactive presentation ready to go in not that much time. So if I press play, I'll then get a full screen preview of my presentation, and I can go down and view my content. Okay. Now the benefit of this is that it acts as a web page, so I can press share in the top right, and I can share this presentation link. Okay, copy. I can then paste it into an email or a Teams message or a Google Classroom message or whatever you're using, and my students can open it on any device they're on. So they could be on a mobile phone, and it will scale down to suit. It could be on a very, very large classroom display. It doesn't really matter. It will scale to suit whatever device I'm on, which is perfect. So I suggest you have a little look at Sway. This is just an introduction to it. You can do many more things, including embedding video and so on, which I'll go into later. But it is quite a useful tool. It's a bit different. You've got to get your head around it, but it can be quite useful. And if you're really looking to change up your presentations, change up the way you present the information you're trying to get across, it can be a really useful, free, fairly friendly tool. If you'd like some more support in this area, please get in touch using information at the end of the video. Thanks for watching.